Everyone to our coffee break. We'll begin in just a moment. So the question that we want to put out there to everyone is, what are your favorite features of Luminar? I'll go through mine, and we have a special guest hailing from the great white north and from Quebec, Canada. I'll introduce you to her in a moment. But if you could, let's see what's your favorite. Let me know what your favorite features are. Hello, Mike from Ontario. Let's see, one moment. And 1 second, everyone. Hello and welcome to another Luminar Coffee Break. I'm your host, Finelli. Now, keep in mind, these coffee breaks are designed to be a virtual hangout. We're sitting around a virtual coffee shop and we're swapping ideas on how to improve or enhance our images. And we do that because you supply the questions and then Skylum supplies the experts to answer the questions for you. Now, joining me from, like I said, Great White North, we have portrait and sports and action portrait photographer, Michelle Grenier. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Vanelli. Nice to see you today.
Nice to see you. Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Bonjour.
That's all I got. All right, so we have Michelle here, and what we're going to do is we're both going to just pop back and forth with some of our favorite tips. So let's see. Russell again from Orlando. Hey, let's see, and do me a favor, please put in the chat here, what's your favorite features of Luminar? Let's see, who said they were coming from Quebec? Oh, Ontario. Here we go. Hey, Michelle, do you guys know each other? Don't you like when people do that? I'm from New York. Oh, really? Wow, I have a buddy named Vinny. Do you know him? He lived in New York. Yeah, sure. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen first, Michelle, and then I'll bounce back over to you.
Perfect.
All right. By now, everyone should know what my absolute favorite, everyone should know right now what's my absolute favorite feature of Luminar, and that's simple. It deals with AI. So AI Enhancer, but there's a twist to it because AI Enhancer has AI Accent and then, of course, AI Cloud Enhancers or Sky Enhancer. The twist is this. I begin all my images or all my edits, I like to start with AI Image Enhancer Look. And the reason why I love to start with the look is it helps get me about 90% of the way there. So let me grab another one. Here's a good example. Again, I start with it. So instead of just applying AI Enhancer, so look at what this simple tool does. I like to use it with the look because then the look also applies color to it. And then with the color, I can remove color cast. If there's certain colors in the image, I can target them. So I can easily attack most of my edits with just a simple, I'll do one more. I know, we'll do this one up here. I click on it. And since this has a sky in the image, it's going to help me even more. There it is. If it's a little too bright, then I can lower the effect on all of them, the light, AI Enhancer, and color with the amount slider here, and it equally gets rid of all of them. So that's my very first one. My first one, again, AI Image Enhancer as a look. All right, so Michelle?
You stole my first favorite feature.
Well, let's talk about yours. What's yours?
So I always like to start from scratch with my, there you go. This is a raw file, and I like to start from scratch with just applying the AI accent tool. So it really, just straight off the bat, really enhances my image without having to do anything else. So I really like that. you can see already what it does. Like this is my raw file, and this is like what it's done already. So as you said, it's one of my favorite features as well. And then, am I allowed to go into my second one?
You're allowed to. Your second one. Yep, I was about to
Yeah.
ask you.
So second one is also an AI based feature, is the AI structure. And for this image, it works wonders, and for pretty much all my images as well. So I'm going to put it up to like really, really high. I don't always crank it up that high, but for this image, with the rain and everything, it's really amazing. So you can see like the before, it's just processing because it's a raw file. And the after, it's really cool. I don't know if you like it as much as I do, but I really like the AI structure.
I love it. Hey, so our good buddy Ev.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ev. My favorite feature is the vanilla enhancer. Thank you, Ev. All right. So, hey, Michelle, now, being a sports photographer, I knew you would love structure because structure, I mean, it just, you love the gritty look, you know, just the way it looks. Both of us ran into a difficulty because structure was changed.
Yeah.
Right? So structure got changed, and how it got changed was it's human aware. So it knows that there's a person in the scene, so it doesn't affect the skin or the person, it affects everything around it. So Michelle, why was that a pain in the neck for us?
Because, well, for me, I like to add a little bit of details on the skin. So
exactly. So instead, that's where the AI, or that's where the detail enhancer came in. So they looked at it and said, you know what? AI structure should do the structure of surrounding a human, and then detail enhancer, that when you apply it with it, brought back my sports quit look. So actually this look too. So it was able to bring that back. So where in that smart tone, oh, I like that. Phyllis. Now smart tone is back, Phyllis, and I'll show you where that is. So, but there's a lot of cool things that we as photographers look at and say, oh man, how come they did that, engineers? I wish you did this. Well, they did it for a reason, to make it faster and more efficient. And then when we look back afterwards and we realized, oh, smart structure does this, detail enhancer does this, combine them together, there's my sports quit look. So again, I just love how they did that. Now, my second feature is, again, being a portrait photographer, is portraits, the portrait tools. Let me just give it a little bump. Good. Now I'm going to come to the portrait tools, and I'm going to start with the skin enhancer first. Back it out just a bit. Enough room. So here's a few little blemishes. Look at this. Bit. I click it, and then this right here. Look at that. I love how it does that. Now I'm going to smooth the skin, and here's the new tool where they added shine removal.
Oh yeah.
Be a pain in the neck. Look at this. Look at that. And honestly, the reason why shine happens, if you catch your images getting a lot of shine, it's because you're using a smaller light source from a distance. So a smaller light source from a distance, small light source is going to produce harsher light. You bring that in. Now it becomes a larger light source, and that shine is going to be even right across. Now you're talking from a bald guy, so I definitely know. I definitely have to make sure that when I do a self-portrait, that I get that light as close as I can to make it flattering, and I don't get any of the Stop laughing, Michelle. So there's the shine. There's my shine removal, and then of course, I love how they added the face light, because if I wanted to, I could act like I threw a little reflector in there. And the eye enhancers, oh my Lord, look at this.
Oh yeah, I love this one.
The eyes enrich. She doesn't have too bad dark circles, but look at that. I do bring it out, and it just softens them a bit. I don't want to slim the face. I do want to improve the eyebrows just a little. And then here, be careful, because if you chose the wrong lipstick, it'd be bad for this photo. Well, just like here, if I go overboard and make the lips look too red, then it's going to take away from the image. So here we are, before and after. So now, earlier today, I showed how to add a texture to the background, but since I have Michelle here, let's cut back to Michelle. What's your next favorite tip?
Next favorite feature is, and I think this is my ultimate favorite one, is dramatic.
Oh, mine too, you turkey. All right, let's see it.
So you're showing all kind of different images. I thought I will build up from a single image. So we've got like already the AI enhance and AI structure on this image. So now I'm gonna add dramatic, and just so you could see what it really does, I'm gonna put it really high. So you can see it increases contrast and decreases saturation. You can always play with this in the advanced settings if you want to, but I never really play with that. I just use this single slider. So I think this is, for me, my ultimate tip for creating my sports grit look, the dramatic feature.
I agree. Yeah, and Michelle, go back to that. Go back to that for a moment. Click on the advance button.
Yeah.
What's neat about this is you and I both like to desaturate our colors, right? And that's what's happening with that look. It's automatically desaturating the colors for us, but you could always change that and apply it to whatever you need in there.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot. All right. By the way, Michelle, the guy to the right, that's not your husband, Phil, is it?
Yeah.
Is it him?
No, it's not him. It's not. He doesn't like running.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I thought you were asking me if Phil was his name, which
yes,
it is.
I know Phil's his
but
name.
It's not running. No.
Oh, right, let me go back to my screen. And there we go. All right, ready for this? My third favorite tip. You're not going to believe this.
What is it?
Help. The help menu. That is my third. I love it. Now, yes, I'm a little prejudiced because we are the education team and we came up with this, but it's the engineers that put it in the software. That's what I think is just absolutely amazing. You can check for your updates, but here's the biggie, user guide. You click on that user guide. Here, let me close out all of these. And just throw out a tool. Michelle, name any tool.
Dramatic.
So here's a dramatic tool. And I can search on it. There it is, dramatic tool.
Wow.
Not only does it tell us what it's doing, but I love that it comes down here and it breaks down each of the sliders.
Oh, cool.
And it shows you, and then here's where we can put videos and tips and tricks on it. Here's another one, Michelle. so let's look at Boost. So here's Boost. So earlier I said to Michelle, she adjusted Boost. I said, oh, great. So hoping she was going to explain what Boost does. I said, so do you know what Boost does? What was your answer, Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you care to elaborate?
No, I don't need to.
No. So I asked her, well, do you know what Boost does? Yeah. Do you care to share that and tell us? No, I don't need to. So anyways, for each of them, look close at what Boost does. So look a little bit closer at what Boost does for this particular under structure. It's going to accentuate the details, emphasizing on the smaller ones, the smaller details. Whereas if you used it with denoise, now it's just going to increase how aggressive it attacks the denoise. So that's what I love about the help menu is you have the user guide, video tutorials, Skyline blog. Now, your account. If you ever lose your software to reinstall it, just click on, or just go to Skylum.com, or if you're inside Luminar, you could even reactivate. So we have 10 because we're educators, but you have 2. If your activation is too much, well then you can manage your licenses and deactivate them so you could use it on another machine. And then if you have other software from Skylum, you could download the links and manage your licenses here. So if you ever need to get your license, just again from inside the software, just click on your account and here it is. The other thing I love about it is we have photo contest and exclusive videos for our Skylum members. Do you like that, huh, Michelle?
I didn't even know that. That's really cool.
Good. All right. So, what's your next one?
And I've got 4. So my last one would be the color size, the LUTs. So you can see my screen. Yep. For this image, let's say I'll pick the candlelight one. So if I increase it, you see like it still adds a little more contrast and it adds kind of a warm feel to the image, a warm mood.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
So I might use it not at 100%, like maybe like 30% or something like that. And it just adds like, it's like the, how do you say the thing in English? Like on the sundae, the cherry on the sundae?
Oh, it's
what's the expression?
It's like the cherry on top.
Oh, the cherry on top, yeah. So the LUT for me is like the cherry on top. Once I'm done with all my basic editing, I go to find a LUT that I really like and I apply it, and it just increases like the mood and like really stylize my image, like to finish it really well.
Oh, I love that. I love that. All right, so let's see. Let me bring back my screen for a moment. All right, and you got my screen up here for a moment. Where is it here? You know what? Now that you put me on the spot, thanks a lot, Phyllis. So Phyllis put me on the spot. Where did I used it all the time. So I do know here, I love Smart Contrast is up here. And then, Phyllis, again, because everyone's watching, you know that goes. I thought I knew it. I thought I had it right here, but I'll find it again. So the smart, like you said, so the toning to where we can increase it. All right. So my final favorite feature here. Ready for this?
What is it?
Active Directory. So Michelle, we did this earlier in the week. Active Directory. What I love about it, and let me turn off Phyllis's comment. There we go. Phil just want to leave the screen.
She really wants them back, you see.
I know. So here's the thing. I have all these phones. I showed this earlier. Imagine we're all on vacation and especially after this virus stuff is over, and we're sitting here photographing, let's say, all of our family at the pool. I don't want to bring a $3,000 camera into the pool. So I have my smartphone. I start snapping these shots. What's neat is I have Google Drive on here. I step off to the side for a moment. I select my favorite images, upload them, ready for this, to a folder on my hard drive, which is called To Be Processed. Here it is. So on Google Drive, here's my folder, To Be Processed. That To Be Processed is added to Luminar. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
The moment I take the picture, and I upload it, it goes right to that To Be Processed folder. Now it's inside Luminar. So now that I have it in Luminar, okay, you know what? Now that Ev is here, I called this Ev the Great. So let me change this. I guess so he's not here. Let's do a real quick. This was taken at, where were we? PPE. Yep. So, enhancer. Let's make it look a little bit better. Here's the color. Let's remove the color cast. Let's make it a little worse. Isn't that purple in there? There we go. Oh! Michelle, I'm wondering why. Look at Levi looking great. Look at Alex. Why is he looking a little purple? Do you remember those bracelets we were giving away?
LED. Yes.
The LED says purple. That's why Ev is looking there. So what I love about this is here's the title, Ev the Great. Well, that wasn't the original name of the image. So with the Active Directory, I can actually come in here and say Show and Explorer. And here's Ev. Ready?
The purple?
Ev the Super Great. So now that I changed his name on the hard drive, in a moment, I'm going to go off the picture, come back on the picture, and now there it is. You can look up here. Ev the Super Great. All right? So we added all these cool things. They look killer. Then what do? We export them, and the folder we export them to could be, let's say, Luminar Edits, right? I export the finished images to Luminar Edit, and gee, Michelle, guess what?
What?
It goes to my phone.
Oh.
So now, if all of us are sitting around and we're snapping shots back and forth with each other, and we export them, to where on Google Drive to my Luminar Edit folder, and you have access to my folder because I shared it with you, you're going to be able to see any edits I made using Luminar. So the
That's
Active
really
Directory,
cool.
I love how they do that. Okay, here we go. Let me pull this up real quick. So here it says sound like the Adobe similar syncing to the cloud. Yes and no. I didn't even think of it in that way. This is one of those features that I don't even think the engineers really meant for it to happen, right? Putting me on the spot there. Yeah, sorry about that. So I don't even think the engineers, but the moment I talked to Dima, his brain is just, the way he looks at this is just absolutely amazing. So he's the co-founder, and he and Ivan are the main people producing the software. When he showed me the Active Directory part, first thing that came to my head is I don't have to write tutorials anymore on, oh no, the top 5 Lightroom lost my photos, mistakes people make. Adobe is not in the business of losing your photos. It's user error. So with that, but you still have to teach people that if you change something outside of Lightroom, Lightroom doesn't recognize it. Here, Luminar does recognize it. The moment he said that, what went through my head is this would be so cool for tether-like features. Not true tethering, because true tethering means I control the camera. Tether-like features, I can take a picture, it hops right into Luminar for me. My assistant clicks one look. My sports grid look is applied to the image. The client comes around, looks at the image and says, wow, you have an amazing camera. Look how great this is. But I mean, how cool is that Active Directory? What did you think of that, Michelle?
I think it's really cool, and I've never really used it that way. So it really opens doors for a lot of new things to try.
Awesome. All right. Do you remember my favorite cousin, Marianne?
Yeah.
There she is. She just asked a question. Can you bring more than one photo at a time in Luminar from Lightroom? Yes, the answer to that is batch processing inside Lightroom. So use Lightroom to batch process the images using it. And I think you do it from the file menu, not the typical right-click edit in. All right, let's see. Who else? I don't mean to put you on the spot, Michelle. Here, I'll do this. Now you got me switching around. How do I get that Luminar hat? All right. David, I actually have 2 of them here, 3 of them, because Harrington makes sure I always give one to my son, and then he's worried that if I have a convertible, he's worried I'm going to have problems with the front of my head, so he gives me a hat. If you see us at one of the trade shows, come up and see me. I can't guarantee it, but I'll see what I can do. Ev has more of a connection on that than I do. All right, let's see a couple more questions. Use the help. Oh my God. All right. Thank you. I'll make that quick.
It was a test. You see, Klaus just followed you.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Klaus. Smart, where are we? Smart tone. All right, so, oh wow. So actually, you know what? Thank you. So all this smart tone is incorporated into a lot of these tools. So Smart Tone is already incorporated into some of these tools here. And I will look more into detail. Oh, that's toned. So thank you so much. Let's see if that does it. Nope. So it is Smart Space Toned. I will look closer, and thank you so much, Klaus. That's a great one. But keep in mind, a lot of stuff that we're showing you, like I've mentioned, it's very important that sometimes there are stuff that we do that we have that we can't show you yet. So I can't remember if that's one of the releases, whatever. Bottom line, I'll find it for you guys. So Michelle, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. Ev, thanks for jumping in. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them below. And don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, so this way, as soon as you hear that we're giving a presentation, you click on it, and it's there. Well, I'm Vinelli. Thanks so much for joining us on this coffee break.